to the stream, everybody. It is Friday night, 8 o'clock. We have 8 tables of NL50 up and running. We are continuing to chase the 100K bankroll. Um, we need to update. We're at about 86, 8,700 right now. So we will look to update this as soon as we can think of it. Okay, fold to 9-6. Okay, okay. So we have a heads up match going on here. We're looking to move tables, so we are on the wait list for that. Sorry about that, guys. We're just kind of getting stuff prepped and ready. Had to come in. Um, but yeah, so the stream should be up and running shortly, and try to get right back into it. So far on the session, Rose has been killing us, but we can't do much. We just ran queens into kings, so not much to be said or done there. Just pull this up here. So fold king 5, fold the 8-6. Easier to slip over here. So currently we are 2,500 hands in at NL50. We're up 250, significantly above EV actually. So running pretty hot right now. Okay. Pick up pocket aces over here. Okay. Get down, no big deal. Down here we have the queen jack offsuit. We're gonna 3-bet. Okay, pancakes with the 4-bet. I never thought I'd see the day that pancakes threw out the big 4-ski. But today he does. He does drop one out there for everybody. Okay, well, up here we're all in with ace queen. This guy's shoved like 17 different times. He does have fours, unfortunately. Um, we're running it one time. Terrible flop for us. Okay, that's a very good turn. We pick up a ton of outs. Any queen, any 10, any 7, any bingo ace will win it for us, and we do take it down. Um, over here against Mr. Lenny, he opens a cutoff. We have ace deuce off. We're just going to fold that. Against some whale. We will definitely defend the ace deuce off there, but not against Lenny. Okay, down here with the jacks, we open, villain calls. We're going to barrel here. This is a board where you do a lot of checking, but most of the checking comes against villains who are actually going to be aggressive in these spots. We're definitely going to call here against this raise. Okay, the king's going to be really good, like for our theoretical range, a lot of the time here. Uh, Improving like hands like ace king or like king queen clubs and stuff like that. So once he checks, we pretty much just always have the best hand. The question's going to be, what's the best way to extract value from him? And I think we just block bet. Because given the board texture, if he had pocket eights, pocket sixes, pocket nines, he'd continue barreling on that king. He'd check hands like 6-7 and 8-7 and like 9-10 and club draws some portion of the time. Okay, we're just going to continue barreling here. And we're going to call. Oh, gross. What a turn. Generally speaking, though, like a villain like this with a 40 VPIP is going to massively over play their top pairs in these spots. I thought we boated up there for half a second, but we didn't. Very good turn card for villain. Very disguised hand. We're going to 3-bet the ace queen up here. And over here with the ace queen, villain opened, we 3-bet, and we're just going to continue attacking. Most ace king 4-bet. We do lose to 5s and 8s, but he'll continue 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, ace jack, ace queen. I guess we have ace queen, but ace 10, ace 9. Some two pairs and stuff like that, obviously. But in a 3-bet pot on this board, 6, 7 does improve here. We're just going to continue blasting. Could take a bet check bet line here. And we just call. Should have like ace 10, ace jack a lot. Yeah, he does have the 6, 7. Ooh, stream's been bringing some bad luck for the team here. That's two binks that we've had in the last two hands here on stream. And we've been stacked in both of them, unfortunately. That will happen now and then. Could argue maybe just like folding turn there or taking the bet check bet line, which saves some of our stack, but I think we get paid often enough for worse hands that when you do run into it, it just is what it is. We don't need to read into it too much. Unfortunately, we are down. Big significant drop there. Ah, Okay, we're just gonna see it here after opening out of the small blind. Villain raid, let's get out of the way. What's that noise coming down? Okay, let's see if we can find some tables that are better than what we are on currently. Tables are actually extremely dead right now. I wonder if they'll pick up later tonight. We're not usually like playing these a ton. There's a good table. Ugh, seriously? Did we get our seat? No. Oh, we did. Okay, good. All right, we did collect a better seat here. So the stream's a little unorganized right there. We're just trying to hunt tables. Yes, keys are very much dying right now. Kind of out of nowhere, to be honest. But like this table, we just don't have much going on here. It's kind of annoying because we're not going to be able to make back those two buy-ins that we kind of punted off a little bit there. Can't figure this for off. We're going to fold. Yeah, these tables have like completely died. What is going on? Okay, got kings down here. And we do flop top set, and we're just going to be betting. And we get no action. So I think we made a few mistakes. I'm back and forth on that ace queen hand. I don't really know if like barreling that turn is good or not. Where we get check shoved on, because I don't really know how much he's actually calling hands that we beat. But I don't know. It's probably a little bit results oriented. I think we should be doing anything but like blasting there. See, it's so much ace ten and ace king, um, or like worse ace x type hands, just in general. Okay. Okay, another table died on us. What's going on with the tables here? I'm not sure what's causing them to just die off like this right now. Interesting river card down here. We check raised flop. He called. Um, Turn went check check. It's unlikely he has 6-7 sets or jack queen. So I think we can just bet here for value with our two pair. We do lose to like king nine, king 10. That's interesting. What does he have? He checks back turn there. Maybe he does check back jack queen. I mean, when we check turn, we never have 6, 7, Jack, Queen. Eights, nines, tens very often. But would he really? He probably just has it, right? Like he's just not bluffing it often enough. But like, would he ever really check back eights, nines, tens, Jack, Queen, 6, 7? Like, there's so many shitty like turn cards. It's any ace, like Ace King, any Jack, any seven, any Queen, any six, like are really bad turn card or river cards for him to get paid. So would he ever call the check raise and then check on turn with those hands? So this villain doesn't bluff very often. Oh, I fucking knew it. All right, we gotta stop with that. We knew we should have called there. So folding's a little bit extra tilting in that scenario to make the correct read on villain, and then fold is not great. And everybody left that table as well. Okay, down here we're just going to call against the other 320 big stack. We're going to be calling a very, very significantly wider range than normal in that scenario. Disappointed in that previous hand there that we didn't call river with the king three. We read the hand properly. We just didn't follow through with the call. So it doesn't help the villain's like a mega nit um, generally and just doesn't bluff a lot, um, which makes it a little bit harder to put him on range. But he had the perfect hand, pocket queens. He's blocking like double blocking Jack Queen like the nuts there. So um, it just really didn't make sense for him to have a value hand there like Jack Queen or sets that he would shove. So I think we should have put that together like we did and then trusted our gut instead of folding there, which is a little bit disappointing. I don't care about losing the hand. I'm more disappointed that we didn't stick to our read. Okay, up here we pick up pocket kings. Okay, so stream's pretty dead on a Friday night here. I'm not sure how long we're going to grind it out, but we'll see how it goes. I'd like to put in a long stream, but if the stream's dead, there's not much point. Okay, up here we just call out of the big blind. First, a min open from deep trouble. If you bet given stack sizes, excuse me. I'm just going to shove it in here. We're definitely like flipping most of the time at worst, or we could be ahead of like bigger flushes. His aces were pretty much exactly flipping. We need any three, any deuce, any heart running at one time. Okay, three deuce. We've lost a lot of big pots over the last like how long's this stream been on? 15 minutes, and we lose another one. Okay. Ace Jack, we can three bet, we can defend here. King 8, deuce. Can't seem to put a winning streak together here, but we are going to float here at least one time. Villain checks back. We'll just show down ace high. Oh, you can't see the bottom left. Okay. Up here, we're three betting ace 5 suited. And down here we three bet tens. Villain called. We're just going to be looking to get all the money. He does it for us. Could have jacks some portion of the time. He has a massive draw. What are we? Still 66% favorite, so that's a pretty big favorite in this scenario. Okay, he does get there already. Doesn't even burn a club off, which is kind of gross. Oh, good. At least we chopped there. I was gonna say we can't lose all the big hands here as soon as we start stream. Lose like literally every single hand there. Would have been pretty sick. Uh, but we have lost quite a few. Yeah, so we started the stream up 250. We're down 2 buy-ins in the last 15 minutes, which is fine. Okay, just check the six. Dylan checks back. I don't think we really get anything that we beat or that beats us to fold. And there's nothing that can call that we beat realistically in that spot. So we'll just fold there and continue on our merry way. Okay, pick up the Jack 9 suited here. We'll bump that up. Maybe, so what do you guys think about doing another gauntlet challenge? That seemed to do actually very well the last time we tried to run it, which basically what it was 6 tables, I think, we bought into, no rebuys, no add-ons, etc. of NL10. And every time we grinded up a buy-in for the next stake, we would move, and it seemed to do pretty well. Um, they were pretty long streams. Like the one was 5-6 hours. We got up to I think NL 200 in the one, um, and then I think we broke even pretty well both times because we never busted. I don't think all of our tables at any point. I think I just got too tired and gave up. Um, so maybe we'll look to do something with that, but like change it up a bit, um, where you guys have a little bit more input. Okay, so far so good with the aces here. Very tiny pot though, unfortunately. This villain called and then it went shove and then we just stuck it in, but I think maybe that's a mistake to shove there. We should probably just call and let Jin Thin call again, and then put the money in after that. So villain hits one of his cards, but he needs another one. Okay, we hold. So I think call that the start of our revenge tour. So a lot of really big nits at the table. Looks like there's some fish slowly, recreationals, sorry, starting to file in. It's good. Obviously, right now, Snow Fool is our biggest target on this table here. He has 315 bigs. We also have 315 bigs. So we're going to be looking to play pots with him as much as possible. With hands that can flop very big and make nuts. And then hopefully we can get on the right side of a mega cooler versus villain. Appreciate anybody who is here checking out the stream. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let's bring this table up as well. Okay. Just jumped onto the list of a relatively decent table. Okay. Not much action going on anywhere right now. Queen 7 down here, we're just folding. The Queen Jack offsuit. We'll call a shove from Bulldog for 9 bigs. And we're just going to 3-bet here. Jack Queen's a hand we call quite a bit. Rob is playing a very wide range. It's a terrible flop, unfortunately, for our hand. I'm just going to check back here. Jack's very good. Okay, checks. He's going to check a lot of his range here. Some ace X. He's going to check 5, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. When the jack rolls off, he would have checked to me as the pre-flop raiser, 3-better. And then when the overcard falls, he would likely check again. Okay, over here we pick up pocket kings. We're going to bump those up. 3-bet against Rob, not Bob again. Okay, Snow Fool lost a few chips to somebody down here. Okay, checks. We're just going to attack that flop. Check back. Okay, and we're just going to block bet river. The key to block betting, for those who don't know, is that you have to be able to get called by worse. So when villain checks flop, calls turn in this sort of line, then we can definitely get called by worse. When we hit that jack, he has so much like 8x and 9x that we can bet small. And when he raises, we can just fold, assuming he has like a queen 10 type hand. And up here, we take a bet check or a check with a check call and value bet river line. A bit of a costly mistake here with ace queen because if Banshee Bill shoves here on 50 bigs, we have to stick the money in. What was that sound? Okay, so we got a notification. Is that a chat? It's not a chat. So I'm not sure what that notification was. Huh, weird. Maybe it was a new sub. Anyways, if it is a new sub or a new follow, welcome. Supposed to have an alert that pops up when that happens, but I do not for whatever reason. It's the alert's not working, so that's something we're going to be trying to fix. Okay, pocket eights. We're going to 3-bet here against the Snow Fool. Calls. Okay, and we're going to continue here. He's going to have some tens, pocket tens, pocket jacks. He's going to have some king, queen, queen, jack. He's going to have some just like pocket sevens, pocket twos, pocket fours, pocket fives, 6, 7, like suited ace X, suited king X, potentially given his VPIP. He's probably calling like every suited face card. So if he had like, maybe not a jack, but definitely like queen, king, ace of, ace X, king X, queen X suited, he's likely defending those spots. Okay, down here we have 9-7 suited, small blind. We're going to bump that up. Okay, potential here. We open pre, villain called. We flop 2 pair with the ace, and we're going to barrel. Villain calls. Calls and checks to us, and we're going to continue barreling here. Pretty big. Villain has a lot of like ace X in his range. Very interesting though. He also has 4, 5, pocket sevens. Definitely not folding here, but we are going to continue very cautiously now because we did not expect a raise from this villain. We could have some like king jack clubs, king queen clubs. Those are definitely uh, big portions of villain's range as well. We now lose to like any bluffs with a five. I don't know here. I think we have potentially fallen on the wrong side of the cooler. We block a set of sixes. Let's see if we have a hand here that he played. No full turn. Bet, bet, check, check. Definitely going to be using the 30 seconds. The five rolls off. Would he check raise like 5, 6, 3, 5, pocket fives? Like maybe. Um, like his most likely hand is pocket sevens here that called pre-flop. Feel like I want to fold. I just don't know if he continues like this with sevens. 5x. It's really bad to fold here if he like overvalues ace king or ace queen, but I feel like I'm beat. Not sure about that one. 5, 6, pocket sixes. He still could have sixes. He still could have sevens. He could have pocket threes, which are unlikely, but he could call those on the flop for sure. Hmm. Tough spot. Very interesting spot there. I'm not sure if that's call or fold. Okay, down here we got 3-bet pre-flop. We did call with the queens, and villain checked back. Flop, we bet turn, villain calls. We're still going to value bet here. There's so much like 10x once he checks back flop, calls turn here, and pocket jacks that we're beating. How the fuck do you check back pocket aces there? I mean, I guess we got off cheap if you want to look at it that way. I suppose. Okay, kings, we just take it down against Bob Rob there. We get turned on this table. Villain spike this queen. Okay, let's get our 3-bet in here first. Okay, we're going to 3-bet the aces. Could go a little bit bigger here, but I'm fine sizing down with aces a little bit as well against recreationals. Against regs, you don't really want to do it because they can read into it too much. No action. We have aces over here. We'll see if we can get some action. We get an open limp potential that we can get squeezed on here. If we get snap called, interesting. Okay, and we're just going for the bet, bet, bet. Starts looking. It's weird. Well, okay, so up here, okay, well, we're going broke now, whether he has aces or not. We block aces, the king falls. What was that? And we're just going to be shoving turns here. She saw the 2, and I was like, oh, he's got a set. Okay. This is where you rage out if they get a deuce on the river. Try to keep him around. Okay, that's a nice little bump. a gift, some might say. Okay, down here we three bet the queen eight suited. So I've never really played with Snowfool before, which will, add to being willing to fold that two pair hand with the ace six previously. So we're just gonna have to kind of feel him out a little bit, and we can make adjustments. If we see him like bluff raising a lot on the turn or making a lot of plays, then we can know that there's probably a mistake to fold there. But until we see that, I think we can err on the side of cautiously folding. Okay. So I'm just going to be adjusting the stream here for a minute. All right, hold on a second. I don't know why it keeps resetting on us either. All right, bear with me. What the heck is going on here? Okay, fold, 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 fold. And we just got to add a couple things here. And learn poker, poker, fold. Okay. Six. Texas Hold'em poker at all. Perfect. That's easier. Okay. Sorry about all this. I'm not even sure what table's up and on right now. But we will jump to this one with the king at 10. We bet he called. We're going to continue barreling. We do take it down. Over here with the fives, villain opens under the gun. Flop checks around. He bets turn. River's a king though, which is very good for him. So if he sizes up, we can get out of the way. There's a queen seven suited. Okay, so opened queen seven suited. Front TG opens. Not adjusting opens for position. So basically, a note like that tells us that we can widen our three bet range against that villain. Specifically, like because he's essentially saying that he, well, is obviously a whale, but he's also playing too many hands, so you can then start to three bet like a lot, and he just is forced to fold on way too many flops, way too much pre-flop, way too much on the turn. So like he's just basically going to be like over folding every single line, and we can very much take advantage of that. So I don't know what's going on here. It was like an open limped. We bet, and they both villains call. I'm just going to check here and move on. I think from the hand. And down here, um, bit of a wild hand there, so I do sort of regret folding that ace six now. But basically, villain opened, we three bet, he called, he donk led half pot on flop, half pot on turn, half pot on river, and we just call down with tens, and we win. Um, and his river bet sizing is pretty telling there because he only went half pot and the ace fell. I have a lot of ace X, so I think if he had like pocket fours, pocket eights, pocket threes, pocket sixes, ace four, ace eight, ace three, ace six. He's going to go bigger to target those. Specifically sets, maybe less so with like ace three, ace four, but specifically with like fours, eights, and threes, you're going to see a lot more. Even like five, seven, you're going to see a bigger sizing on the river. So when they go half pot, it really is more of like a big block bet than anything. So we can definitely make that adjustment and call in that spot. Okay, here we're going to three bet the jack 10 off, folding the jack 3 up here. And here we're in another hand against this villain. Okay. We opened a pre. I think our ace X is just going to be good, like a lot. And I think we just call with ace jack here. He has eights. Okay, that's fine. Looks like the Egyptian is on a final table right now. Okay, three bet the ace queen suited. A little small here. It should be 6.5 or 7. 6 is a little too small. This guy's such a massive spew. Obviously, we like, you know, he's going to get the fold here, which is good for him. Wonder if he's ever bluffs here. But yeah, he opened pre, he bet flop, he bet turn, and now he's like mass shoving river. It's just a weird line to like go for value because you're never gonna really get called by too much that you beat. Or sorry, you're never gonna call by too much. But like I guess if he has the king of spades here, he just does this. Uh, it doesn't make sense to do it with like the nine of spades or something. So it is polarizing. Obviously, we've invested 10 bigs. We're not going to call off 60 on a four flush board versus bet mass shove line. Okay, jack deuce, we just fold. Okay, we're going to defend down here with queen four suited. D. Lenny asks a question, a bit difficult to ask you about previous hands, but in the ace-6 suited hand, if you don't call these combos that unblock the backdoor flush, do you begin to fold a range in this spot? Which hand was that? Was that against the Snow Fool? Let me bring that hand up here. Let me just see this here. I think it was, no, it wasn't this hand. All right, hold on. I'm going to pull this off to the side and try to find it. 10-8, check, 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 check. Let me find this hand. Ace jack, ace five, ace six. Okay, so here we're value betting the king, likely chopping a good portion of the time. Yes. Let me see here. That's the tens. Ace five. I think it more so comes down to I don't care so much about the combos in certain spots against villains who aren't really like they're just kind of how do I put it? A6. Six suited. Okay, here's the hand here. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus and look at this hand history while watching the other eight tables. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I guess when I think about hands, I kind of more so just like the big question I ask myself is, do I think this villain bluffs? Um, and generally, my answer to that question is no, until I have a reason to think otherwise. Uh, and then I start to think if I beat their value. Um, and kind of given his sizing, I didn't think he would really be blasting this way with like a worse two pair. I don't even think he plays that way with like ace seven. So I think his most likely is that he could have been bluffing turn, but I think when he blasts river, like his bluffs on the turn. Uh, okay, hold on. I gotta just we got a set here, so we're just gonna play this hand. So basically, like in my opinion, when he has like 5-6 or um, like 5-8, ace five, anything that he potentially could be turning in. I guess he probably want to turn an ace five bluff, but I don't give villains credit for check raising turns with bluffs almost ever, especially recreationals. They're so much more like leaned towards, in my opinion, leaned towards like only check raising made hands because they want to chase their flush to the river. We made a bad call here against the pancakes. He's just a mega nit. Case in point of a reg who never bluffs. So basically, like if I don't think villain ever bluffs, then I just ask myself if I think I beat any of their value hands, and I really don't think I beat any of their value here. I don't care so much about the combos or like blockers in our hand against Rex too often. Um, Personally, I think people put a little bit too much emphasis on blockers, um, which can obviously be valid in certain situations, but I think against most recreational players who are not properly balanced in a bunch of spots, or most regs, myself included, are not properly balanced in a bunch of spots, the blockers become less crucial because it's not so much of a math game anymore. Whereas like when blockers come in big is when if the villain's very balanced, then you're blocking a bunch of their bluffing range, which makes the math now like 60-40 to them having a bluff or not having a bluff, and it makes the call better or worse. But I think when villains are just like clicking buttons, which this villain potentially is, I think I lean. Holy crap! That cat just went crazy. Um, Away from him having a bluff there. And then when I lean, okay, if he doesn't have a bluff, then what value do I beat? I don't really think like he continues blasting a bunch of his two pairs on that river card. I think on the turn we can definitely be ahead of like 6-7, ace three, you know, that kind of stuff. But I don't think he blasts on the river because we have enough like 5x, and villains are just going to see like 4x to the straight there. With all that said, I then saw them like 5, 6, 7 hands later with pocket tens where he just like went bet, bet, bet with nothing essentially on the flop, the turn, and the river. So in that scenario, yeah, I think I'd rather call there. Um, we missed a shove here with the king queen suited. Um, Even on the paired board, I think we want to shove there. Might be a little bit thin, but I think it's still a shove with the king of diamonds, definitely with the ace of spades. Just checking the stream. Yeah, the chat's really small. I'm not sure how to make that bigger, but I think I just actually, you know what? I wonder if I could do it on the fly here. Chat box settings. I bet you I can enlarge the font size on it. Let me see here. Can I do that? How do I do that? Text. Okay, font size. Here we go. It's. I'm not sure what's. Okay. Um, sorry, I'm just kind of all over the place right now for the stream. Ace Queen, we're gonna bump this up. Chat size check. Let's see how that looks when it comes in. So we take that down to the King Jack down here. Raises 2.5. Villain calls. We bet flop. He calls. Yeah, I think with the King Jack, we just get bet check back line. Bet check bet line. Oh baby. Okay. We have some potential for a bad beat jackpot here. Let's just fire a, where is it here? Adjust one time. So close. Man, I actually thought we were going to hit the bad beat jackpot there. So close, team. Pancakes can totally have tens, jacks, and kings there some portion of the time, I think. Okay. All right, let me pull this stream up here properly. Because hopefully, yeah, chat, that looks a lot better. I think that's a lot better, actually. At least it looks better on my screen. Hopefully, it looks better on your guys' screen. Could go bigger, even if that is the case. Fold the ace-7 here. The jack deuce off, we're going to fold here. 9-8 off down here. Min open, we're going to fold. Snow Fool has left. We're hoping he does make a reappearance. Um, these short stacks, I'm never sure what to do about. This guy's PFR is like 8%, so he's obviously limping like super tight. Could probably just raise, bet small flop, and it's going to be profitable. So I'm just listening to Egyptian rant right now, kind of about the state of poker content, because he was just mentioning how everybody does a highlight reel, and then you're constantly just getting age restricted, which is the case for a lot of stuff. So just bear with me for a minute, and I'll stop ignoring the chat so much here. Interesting. Yeah, chat's much bigger. Okay, perfect. Hopefully that's good. Perf. Okay, so that's good news. Chat sounds like the chat sizing is fixed. That was quick and easy. All right. Here with the 10-9, we are still going to value bet here. Just be a small. And down here, we 3-bet a Lesby, and we are going to attack this board pretty aggressively. He has a lot of Queen 10, King 10, King Queen, King Jack, Pen Jack, Queen Jack in his range. He has some like Ace Jack clubs, which obviously isn't great because we are completely crushed by those hands. Um, and on these turns, I generally play like if I go 3/4 pot, I do a lot of shoving on turn. Given stack sizes, I just think it's the best play. I don't want to like bet half pot here because given his range, like his range of calling is like Queen Jack, Jack 10, King Jack, flush draws, sorry, pocket tens, pocket queens, pocket kings. So sets, two pairs. Those are all kind of in his call flop, call turn, shove range. And anything else is just folding anyways. So whether we bet 3/4 pot again on the turn, or we shove, or we do any of those things, villain will be calling or folding to both sizes. So when we have the Nisleys, we want to put the money in. And that's really all it comes down to. We're really hoping Snowfool comes back here because he does have a big 200 big blind stack. We have a solid 400 big blind stack down here. I guess the 4x you can fold 6/7. Again, some villains you'll see they're opening to like 3.5 and 4x or 4.5, and it just like makes your life super easy because it's the bigger the sizing, the less of a mistake it is to fold and overfold. So we go a little bit bigger on the button than most, like we go 2.8. But the simple reason behind that is that I don't think villains adjust in any way, shape, or form to that sizing. But it does create a couple extra, 2.3 big lines extra to the flop without actually adjusting anybody's ranges. Up here, we flop a non-flush straight. Villain checks back. I don't know if we ever want to like bluff this. I don't know if we ever want to value bet. I think when he checks back, we can definitely value bet actually, because he's going to have some like 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, like king, queen 10, ace 10, pocket jacks. Like I guess not pocket jacks. We don't care about that, but like yeah, exactly. Pocket kings, like some random hands that are out there that are two pairs and stuff that'll definitely call, especially against like a 60 VPIP. Extremely likely to call in that scenario. We got fives in the big blind. And against Tremor, we could 3-bet. I think we'll just call here and see a flop. Something I've been playing with is 3-betting significantly more out of the big blind with hands that are not necessarily typical calls. Goes half pot. I think we can fold this. King's a really good card to see. I think if he checks back, we'll just bluff river with potentially the best hand. That's a really, really, really small bet. I don't think I can bring myself to do anything but raise bet sizing. Um, it's, like obviously if he comes over the top, we have an easy fold, but the sizing makes no sense for like a really strong hand here. If he had a king, you should exclude block 5/7 here as well. Like if he has a king, you would expect him to go significantly bigger. Um, so we're gonna jam here and try to fold out some like 6x or something. And sometimes we run into a king, but again, like I would expect pocket sixes. Oh, six. Um, um, it's just like so a bit of a misread there. Could argue that because he's a fish, we shouldn't really read too much into that. We should just move out of the way because so far all of our big losses have come from bluffing in bad spots potentially. But just kind of with his, yeah, we just kind of came out of this ball. With his sizing on the turn, having a king there does not make a lot of sense, nor does having pocket sixes or pocket fours. Um, because there's straight draws and flush draws and everything else out there. He should be going larger for value. So when they go small there, just it doesn't scream strength. Obviously, in this particular case, we misread the hand, so that's a spot we definitely want to be taking a note on villain for future reference. It's very important in those scenarios. We got aces here to be taking those notes so that you know later on. It's less important when villains are doing like exactly what you kind of expect them to do. Um, we don't need to. It's still good to take notes and stuff like that, but what I'm getting at is it's significantly less important to take those notes when they're doing exactly what they should be doing um, versus when they do something kind of like that that leads to a pure misread and spew, if you will. Okay. Unfortunately, down here, okay, we're not there. So here we open queens and went call, 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 call. It's a very bad board. We are going to have to just check here and call. Um, and this table over here, we did lose our big fish, unfortunately. So we're going to be looking for a new table over here. Okay. Looks like we found one. Down here, we're going to be value betting against two villains and went call call. Pancakes should not have eights, tens, jacks, queens, kings, aces. Um, after overcalling against a whale. Could have some ace X. Hearts come in. A lot of like ace five suited, ace eight suited, ace seven suited could be in his range because he's not going to squeeze uh, appropriately, we'll say. So we're just obviously looking for the showdown here. And we do get it. And we, oh no, he's got the jack of hearts. Never mind. Crazy to, I feel like you should be value betting that jack of hearts there. Appreciate everybody who is here and pouring in, checking out the stream. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. It does help promote the channel, and we do appreciate it for sure. Over here with the Queen 10 suited, we are going to be raising. We're trying to find some better tables. The tables are kind of not great right now. Our three bet's a little low. All right, Snowflow came back, so we also came back. Bear with me for a second. We'll have the mic and cam back in. Okay. Sorry about that. We are back. Um, Called out of the small blind. Not obviously a great spot to be calling, but we don't expect to get squeezed often enough. And again, I'm just trying to play as many hands as humanly possible against this guy. Um, and we are just calling down here with the flush draw. We do brick again. We've been bricking flush draws so hard lately. I must have been on like a flush draw heater or something at some point. Uh, but let's not get too crazy here. We need to play proper poker. We can't just be like random calling queen six suited into the small blind. So let's try to reel that in a little bit. Um, because it's not going to be profitable in any way, shape, or form to be calling in that spot. So no need to spew. It's not like he has a 500 big blind stack that we're chasing with our 400 big blind stack, right? God, this guy seems to like raise literally every other hand. Okay, we do take it down. So we have a weirdly new villain here, Rob, not Bob, complete unknown. Which is always strange to see in this pool. Um, is a complete unknown show up. Okay, so here we ISO'd a under the gun limp, villain called. And we're just gonna keep blasting into villain here. Uh, okay, three sucks when he has pocket aces, but obviously we just jam here. Uh, so I was gonna say we dodged the snap, so we should be good. Snap call would be significantly less cool. Okay, so far the session's been going pretty well. We've recovered a little bit from earlier disaster. Three betting ace three suited. Okay, I'll take it down. Okay. Maybe I should get some, try to figure out how to get the music going again without getting the copyright strikes. So we missed a C bet here big time. So I think I'm going to go for the check raise because we do have so much equity, but we should have C bet that board because we can continue on. And, I mean, we still can. We can continue on any three, any five, any club. Ace, we can kind of go check call, check call. Um, okay, opening the king jack suited down here. Mr. Lenny is back to the house. Okay. I think our hand just plays better by betting against recreationals. They're just going to play their hand strength. They're either going to brick or not. They're not going to be looking at the board and looking at which ranges are better for their range. So we have a hand here. We elected to just call the nines. I don't have a ton of like exact GTO plays with um, large sizes. Or sorry, like big pot sizing. So I'm not sure. Like nines definitely call out of the big blind a good portion of the time, but I'm not sure if they play better three betting them or not. So we don't want to raise really any red flags here against Lenny. So I think my play is to just call here. and check to. That's such a bad card. Such a bad card. We're still beating obviously like Jacks plus and bluffs. Mm, yeah, we call here because we beat like the 7x and straights and stuff. But he's also going to milk that sizing with like a 10. I hope I'm on the right size, but we do call here. It's just a nasty river. Yeah, it might have been a bit of a net roll there. Um, or I don't. I wonder if he shoves if I call. Down here we get it in with King 9 suited. This guy has 10-5 offsuit. What do you do? We hope for a King, a 9, or a 7. That's pretty much all we got. He cashed out. No good. That's okay. Okay, here the ace 10 suited. Pretty standard. He made a tiny 3-bet. We called. We make trips on the turn. He checks back. And who do you want to bet here? Will be the question. Obviously, it's a spot we bluff a lot. What size need to use when we bluff? And we take it down. And here, I'm just going to protect our checking range a little bit. And I'm going to double check to Lenny. With the, oh, just, okay, he's not going to fire on me. I'm going to try a one big line bet and call if he tries to bluff me. Does not. All right, so what the heck's going on up here? Um, so this guy open limped, pancakes here, 3-bet. Think I'm just going to go like, I'm going to go 10%, see how villain reacts. Like the fact though that he limps, he 3-bet, we cold 4-bet, he calls, he calls the flop bet. He just has so much ace act, like pocket aces in his range. Like I probably try like another 10x bet on the off chance he's just a fish, and would fold like pocket tens or jacks or something here. Um, but like I'm sure we're just losing here. Whoa, that was a wild. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. I don't have to put any more money in at least. So I appreciate that shove. Okay, here we're opening and ISOing the ace-5 suited. Um, it's also possible he's just like a mega spaz, because that was like his third hand or second hand or whatever. So we can definitely not rule out the fact that he's just like spewing off there. Okay. Down here, we're gonna have to knit up our 3-betting range. One, Lesby does open like super wide, but now we're starting to get like these cold calls from these villains, um, which with Queen 10 off is not obviously an ideal situation to be in. It's very strange here. Okay, so Lesby never has like queens, kings, and aces here, so we are gonna call. pancakes call. Okay. I don't think I can bluff now. My initial plan was to blast against Lesby, but when pancakes cold calls there, it's extremely suspicious that he has like aces or kings. So I'm just going to move on and not punt here and get it out of the way. Probably has queen. It could be queens, jacks. Like I think aces, kings. He's gonna like not just cold call it, with all that money in there. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You're gonna bring like four people post flop with aces is ridiculous. Um, Lesby shoves here, which is a good play, I think. Unless Lesby has like 5, 6, 6, 7. He just never has like. I guess when I fold, maybe he can be a bit more confident in tens and jacks. It's kind of a weird spot, but yeah, I was gonna say he just never has a super strong hand here. Uh, yeah, the jacks makes sense. Uh, I would assume Lesby was either just like punting or he thought pancakes was so tight that he would fold tens and jacks in that spot. Because it looks like pancakes has tens and jacks there like all the time. Okay. We have pocket jacks up here. Beautiful pickup. It's like 12 big blinds there from one 3-bet. So yeah, we're kind of all over the place here the last few hands. I do appreciate everybody checking out the channel. For those of you who don't know, we are on Twitch and on YouTube. Um, we play mostly NL50, moving up, taking shots to NL100. Bankroll's currently around whatever it was, 85, 8600. I'll have to double check so I can update our bankroll tracker. That's just below the chat there. Uh, Also, as a plug, if you guys are looking for a tracking software, which I do highly suggest you get if you are a um, if you're looking at taking poker seriously, you have to have a tracker. You can't use PokerCraft alone. You need to be able to check your stats. You need to be able to study properly. Otherwise, you're not going to improve. Um, doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter how you cut the cookie. Like that's just the reality of the situation. Uh, so I do recommend Hand to Note if you're very serious. It is a little bit more expensive. You can use my promo code and save 10%. But it's not cheap. But it is very, very, very useful tool for studying. Um, Here with the threes, we're just value betting. Here we pick up a jack on the river. We're just going to call here. We lose to like ace X and we chop with jacks pretty much the majority of the time, I would think. But I don't think he has too much ace X in this range. And then down here, we turn a set of threes. Let's see how that hand went. We raised pre-flop. We missed a c-bet for sure here with the ace on the ace king. Big time missed a c-bet. But that's fine. We turned the nuts. We value bet. And yeah, I think we just value bet again here. Nice. Good call from ace queen. Wow. Interesting. Wonder if that hand GTO calls big blind. I'd be three betting that if it was me. Over here, pick up the sixes. We are going to bet here. We do have a overpair to the board. Unlikely he has. I'm going to check here. Like eights, nines, tens, jacks, queens. You could have sevens that call button or something like that some portion of the time. And I'm just going to value bet small on the river against like 9x or like a pair of fives or an ace high. I think most of his clubs would be betting turn in that scenario. Okay, here we pick up the eights. We misclick there. Meant to go a little bit bigger. Okay. And this is the spot we do not want to be slow playing at all. We have bottom set. He can have a jack. He can have an ace. He can have queen king. He can have king 10. Um, Holy shit. Why is everything yelling at me all of a sudden? So yeah, we just want to attack here. We're losing to queen 10 now. We're losing to like 10-7 hearts, 10-7 spades, 10-7 clubs. But honestly, we're just blasting. And if we ever get shoved on there, it obviously doesn't feel great. But basically, when he calls two barrels there, that money's all in. The river bet donk lead's never great. Yeah, 10-7 hearts. There it is. The river donk lead from a recreational is like the biggest nutted hand you'll ever see in poker. That is like 99 point. We won't go that far. We'll say 95% of the time, it's just the nizzles because recreationals will never ever, 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 ever triple check uh, the nuts because they're too afraid to get that I'm just going to check back after they call twice. Just like facts. Okay. Up here, we're going to three bet the ace queen off. Why am I getting yelled at? Okay. We're going to value bet over here with pocket nines. And here with the aces, we are going to be blasting. And we're going to continue blasting here again. If we get beat again with like 10-3, for fuck's sakes. Excuse my language, but it's getting a little tilting. Hmm. I'm sure you guys can appreciate the rage there. And up here. Ay, ay, ay. Is that a 150 big blind pot? I hope not. No, it wasn't, but still super annoying. Just gonna say we finally clawed our way back. Now it goes back down there. But that's fine. We move on. It is a gross like check shove where you're just like, oh, I'm beat, but you can't fold aces in that scenario. You could take a bet line and then like a check turn line, but that's pretty gross too. Uh, okay, we'll try to win here with an overpair one time. It's currently our goal. Okay, it'd be nice to win a bigger hand than that, but hey, better than a loss. So yeah, that was a good couple hands there. We lost with a set of aces to 10-7 hearts. We lost with pocket aces to pocket eights with a set. Okay. Villain just calls here. He's not going to have a lot of strong aces down in this position. Yeah, okay. We just take it down with a bet. Perfectly reasonable. Oh, yeah, it's whatever. Okay. My jaw hurts. Okay. Pick up aces down here. Okay, we're gonna try to win here with pocket aces this time. Okay, value bet. It's a very bad turn card. So we are gonna check here. We're gonna call rivers and we're gonna value bet if check two. There's still all kinds of hands we beat. But if we go bet, 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 we are unlikely to get called by a hand we beat. We pretty much on this board with a 5, 6, 7 of spades. We are. I actually kind of think betting turns best. I don't like checking. I don't like betting river. I know when we get check raised, we lose more on the turn in that spot. But I think uh, in this pool, because villains don't bluff raise, their like draws, even their combo draws, they do some portion of the time, but it's very rare. Um, that it's probably better to be double barreling there and getting called by all of the like pair plus spade draw, player plus player pair pair plus straight draw, pair plus flush draw, hands, um, and then we can check back river if we want to. And we're pretty happy to just get a showdown with a pair of nines here. Nice. Oh, leave me be. Fold here, fold here, fold here, fold here. Okay. Getting a mad headache all of a sudden. Oh. All right, let's see what tables are up and running right now. That table's no good. We're just trying to fill in a spot over there. Okay, bump the ace queen. Hmm. Tables aren't great right now. We're three betting the 10-8 suited here. And we are three betting the ace queen down here. And opening the ace five suited up here. And we'll be three betting the, if we get there, oh my gosh, whatever, the ace three suited here. It's actually no good NL50 tables right now. Guess this is probably the best one. Okay. Okay. Down here again, probably gonna take a break soon. Shouldn't really be tilting as much as I am, but I'm getting pretty annoyed with this guy. Like I swear his stats are incorrect because all he does is raise and call constantly. Um, we can't complain too much. Like we were at 1,000 hand, we were down 100. We're now up 175. So we've gone a what's that, a 5.5 buy-in down or a 5.5 buy-in upswing over 2,600 hands. So basically over the last 2,600 hands, we've been playing at almost 40 big blinds. So, you know, kind of need to chill a little bit on the tilt. So there's six on the YouTube stream right now. I do appreciate you guys hanging around. Um, any ideas on how to improve the stream is definitely great. We're trying to grow it, but it's definitely more difficult than you might think to kind of make something like that happen. Okay, we got some potential action coming in. We got ace king suited up here. We got pocket aces down here. So we open the ace king suited. We open the aces. We get calls with the aces. No other action. Villain folds. Ace king suited. We do get called, and we get a pretty bad flop. If he goes pot, we're just calling. I'm gonna call the turn too, and call the river as well on most rivers. This guy calls every single hand, and then as soon as you check, he pots. So I think our hand is probably strong enough, given like how often he's doing that, to just make the call on the river. And if we lose, we lose. He does have five, so he is doing it with like fuck all. He just happened to have a better hand than we did in that scenario, unfortunately. But again, like Ace King, there's a very strong hand. But when you're running into it, it's going to be difficult to come out ahead too. Okay, let's just see here. Over here with Ace Queen. Oh my gosh, table is like raging out. We have the Ace of Diamonds. We three bet. He just called. Pretty standard barrel here. And he's into the tank. Calls. Yeah, so Leslie's just as soon as you check, he starts betting. How do we want to play this? I think I just jam. Blind versus blind, we three bet, king on the board. We have the ace of diamonds. He can't have the nuts, so I think it's a fine spot. Just put the money in. It all depends if he reads into it as like he's never going to do this with the nut flush here, and then he'll call. And if he doesn't read into that, then I think he pretty much folds everything. We'll find out how that plays out. I do feel like he's likely calling here when he gets into the tank because it means he's pretty suspicious. So I think there's a good shot we get called, which is fine. We have enough equity here to get called. The fact that he hasn't snapped is most likely that he just has like potentially like a king 10. Um, sometimes this guy might hero call like pocket eights though as well. We do end up taking it down, so it worked out well. Up here against pancakes, he raises, we three bet, he calls. And then down here with the kings, we're just going for all the money. So we're going for all the money here in both these spots. Pocket aces, going for all of it against pancakes is like queens and kings. And kings down here, we're going for all of it against jacks and queens and ace 10 and king 10. Suited type hands, we can run into, okay, so we do take it with the kings. Um, I don't know if we shove here or not. Um, okay, I got to figure out what these notification noises are. We lose to 10x, 5x. We beat the jacks, the queens, the kings. He knows we're pretty aggressive. I think we have to check here. Jacks. Oh, I don't know if he calls jacks, but we lose to all the 10x. Yeah, I know you're running hot. That saved you on the river, bruh. Um, I'm not sure if that's like a shove or not. Like we lose to 5-6, 4-5. We lose to 10x. We lose to all the heart draws that came in. Like, I mean, it's tough for hearts to call. I wonder if you could like shove the aces as a bluff there for if he did have hearts. Like maybe he folds 10x, or maybe he folds some like bad hearts, but unlikely. That's possible for sure. Probably not against me, I would think. Okay, let's turn this puppy around. So yeah, like I was saying, here's like the chart. So our first 1,000 hands, we were down 100, and then over the next 25, because we played basically 3,500 hands, over the next 2,500 hands, we're 200, 350. So we're actually up, uh, not up, like we're up to 200, but we've over the last 2,500 hands, we've been on a pretty big tear. So it's bound to cool down a bit. And we're three betting the kings here. Yeah, because 350, what were we, 250, 350, is essentially 7 buy-ins that were up. Over here with the 6-4 off, we're just going to value bet. 6-4 suited, sorry, went runner 2 pair. We value bet. Mr. Pancakes, you know what we do here, value bet. If you guys are checking out the stream, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're hanging around, looks like there's 60 in here. There's only 2 likes. It really does help promote the channel. You know, you can chat, you can hang out, you can ask some questions, give some advice, you know. All is welcome. Twitch is a little bit more dead right now. Okay. Okay, so down here, we are going to check on the king, bet some portion of the time. Lenny's going to have a lot of tens, jacks, maybe some like king, queen suited, king, jack suited, but a bunch of like 10 jack suited and stuff as well. We do lose to pocket tens now. Maybe some ace king. We do block the king queen. So like a king is significantly less likely because we block king queen and a lot of his ace king are going to four bet a good portion of the time. Here we boat up with the aces. We do get overbet here. Okay, hold on. So here we're just going to put all the money in so I can stop thinking about this hand, and we'll go back down to here. So we three bet, we get called. So you can eliminate like aces, ace king, pocket kings a good portion of the time. King queen we can downgrade because we have the queens, so king queen's less likely. It leaves a lot of like um, pocket tens, some like ace jack with a club. He can have ace queen with a club because we don't have it. Ace jack with a club, ace jack of clubs, ace queen of clubs. We do check back like the king some portion of the time. We are going to take our 30 seconds here. Um, could be bluffing, could be value betting. We have a pretty weak range when we check back flop, which is going to induce him to want to value bet a lot. Um, Pocket tens is a big portion of his range as well. Could be jacks with like I don't think he does this with jacks. I don't think he does it with nines. Like I think he has like maybe ace 10 with the ace of clubs because he's blocking that boat. Um, doesn't do it with the king. I'm gonna call, but I might regret it. He does have jack nine clubs. Interesting. I didn't think it would be the jack nine clubs. I mean, obviously, if we had the queen of clubs, it's like better to call with. Um, when we have the queen of clubs, but I think it's fine. Just not a great turn card for us. Maybe because it's the 10, we can get away. There's a lot of combos of like hands that beat us, but it is a very polar bet sizing. But when we check back flop, we never really have the ace of clubs. Um, so you can kind of like, once we don't have the ace of clubs or the king of clubs, you can pretty much treat any flushes that nizzles in that spot. And he really is only losing to like kings and tens. It was a good bet though. It was a good bet. I mean, I think we were pretty much calling anything, even the overbet, like a smaller bet. We probably call because it could be jacks or like 10x some portion of the time. Um, Small bets just doesn't have enough fold equity to fold out the queens. Um, but yeah, it's a good bet for sure. But I'm happy with the call. I think it's fine. So all we need to do is when we've had a lot of big hands. We've had a lot of big like aces and kings and stuff. So um, it's unfortunate we're not. Anyways, all right. The queen eight we're gonna fold. 6-7 we will fold. We are so close to being or hitting that. I mean, we're so far from being like fully monetized. My lord, is that ever difficult to get 4,000 watch hours? I mean, it's not super difficult, I guess, but um, we haven't really had any videos that popped off. But we are almost at 3K. Like we're at 2,900 and like 80 watch hours or something like that. So we're right on the home stretch. Okay. Up here, we're just value betting the king queen. Villain does fold. It's an interesting hand with the queens there because I think, like, obviously, once we check back flop, I think we just have to go call on a lot of boards. Um, just based on the fact that, like, our hand's weak, so you're going to get bluffed. So I think that gets played out the same way if he has just a bare ace of clubs as well. Um, yeah, we're back to this again. My chair's sinking on me. Okay, ace queen off. We're going to bump this up. Okay. Money's just going to be going in down there. We have queens again. Let's see if we can turn the queens run around here. Okay. Obviously, he just calls. We're just going to put the money in down here with the ace queen offsuit. He has ace 10. It's a good spot. This is an unfortunate card. Like against pancakes, the guy like generally is so face up that it's like he checked flop. Well, here I'm just gonna make a point. I think he checked flop and called, which he's gonna do with ace king all the time. So we're gonna bet small here, and I expect him to check raise now that he's hit the king. Um, and I will eat my words if I'm wrong. He also might just call the ace king there and not check raise it. But either way, I'm feeling pretty confident he has ace king here. So let's see if the soul reads correct or not. Having fucking guy's such a nit. It's so funny. Oh my God. How did I lose that hand with the ace? Oh, he turned the jack. Okay, so we lost that hand. We had that ace queen hand that we put the guy he called with 8 bigs left. Hit the 10 and then called the shove on the flop. The gutter, hit the jack on the turn. And then here with the queen, we lost to the ace king on the turn. Okay, we're going to 3-bet the ace 4 suited up here. We're going to 3-bet the ace queen down here. And, oh, shit. Hopefully this villain just folds. Because this is a misclick. He's going to 3-bet it. All right, we're going to try to take this guy's money again here. We'll see what he calls with this time. He has. Oh, we're running hot. We're running hot today, folks. Running hot today. It must be the weekend, isn't it? For these guys who follow the stream, we run pretty not great on the weekends. Oh, lovely. Which has crashed. That's lovely. Kmart's Twitch like stream crashed earlier too. I wonder if the YouTube just crashed as well. Still looks like YouTube's still up and running.